One thing about a voice is when you're strong and powerful, people will do anything it takes to shut you down. People will do anything it takes to derail you off the track that you're heading. But that's only if you allow them to do it. I'm here to stay. Let me start by saying a lot's happened in the last 2 days. Roger Caneda, the former Mavs gaming manager, was released from his position after screenshots surfaced of him using the N-word. The 2K Illuminati, which y'all didn't even believe was real, was in shambles after the screenshot was released. They didn't know who to trust. These two managers couldn't take the heat, so they had to leave the kitchen. And Anthony, or should I say, Anthony's puppeteers, released a statement for him, basically confirming that my screenshot was true. So much has happened in these last couple of days. Yet there's so much more that y'all have no idea about. Let's get right into part 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
You see, a lot of what we focused on up to this point is the managers, but we haven't really paid attention to the head of the movement. Let me introduce you guys to the Adam Silver of the 2K League, Mr. Brendan Donahue. See, what we fail to touch on is that Mr. Donahue is the head honcho of this entire operation, and he makes all the rules. We just play by them. You see, Donahue had all of his pets stress that February was all that mattered. The Combine was all that mattered. There was no predetermined top players. Top players weren't a thing anymore. February was all that mattered. But let me pull up Mr. Donahue's Twitter one more time. Notice that Donahue's DMs aren't open to the public. The only way you can DM him is if you guys both follow each other. But why would he be following players before the top 250 is ever even released? You see, this is where Mr. Donahue tampers with the draft pool. There's 2 DMs that we know of between Donahue and top players. This one right here, Donahue is just letting him know that he did excellent in the Combine. Which this one's not really a big deal, but why is the commissioner of a league reaching out to a player before the 250 pool is even announced? The second one, however, is shocking. This screenshot of Donahue reaching out to another player is clear evidence of tampering. Read the conversation for yourself. Donahue reaches out to him and asks him to send the email address that he used on the application. The person responds saying that, unfortunately, the app was crashing right before the deadline, and he was not able to submit his application on time. Donahue informs him that that's okay, just to send him his email and fill out the link above. Mind you, both of the players in these 2 screenshots are both in the 250 player pool. Mind you that these screenshots are the only screenshots that I have access to that have been leaked to me. There are probably several other instances that we do not have access to. But keep in mind, if they're doing it with 2 players, they're doing it with multiple players. The same thing with the Mr. Styles situation. I'm sure Anthony isn't the only one that had that type of pool. He's just the only one that we know about. For the rest of this video, we're going to go player by player, case by case examples that show that everything that the 2K League has set up to this point is a lie and has no value. You see, in part 1, when I released the information about people's audios not being played, 2K kind of scrapped together the idea that they would say that only 1,000 people were evaluated. That only 1,000 people's audio would be played. That people in the 250 club, at least, would have their audio played, right? You see, in the beginning, this kid was distraught because his audio submission never got a play after the final wave. Yet he got an email. He literally admits it in his congratulations tweet. I want to cry so freaking bad, bro. I honestly had just given up hope before getting this email. I saw a final wave of screenshots coming in and I didn't have a notification. My audio submission didn't have a play. I thought it was a GG, but mama, I made it. How did somebody in the 250 club not even get their audio clicked on? Because everything that the 2K League says is a lie. Here's another perfect example from the Pistons page. The official clarification states that you have to be 18 by February 1st and graduated high school by February 1st. Vandy TMB, a top point guard on Xbox, was heartbroken.
Man, I wish I graduated early. States Vandy.
To clarify that these screenshots are real, because somehow you guys think with my trash computer that I'm some Photoshop wizard, Vandy even commented on the Pistons tweet with a sad face.
You see, the graduation and age requirement kept a lot of good people from participating because they figured the league would be set on that. However, what do you know? The league says one thing and doesn't follow up with it. Vandy gets an email stating that he's in the 250, even though he does not meet the graduation requirements. Well played, NBA. In part 1, we touched on how marketability meant nothing. Let me go ahead and elaborate on that with a player in the 250.
This player right here literally snitches on himself, telling the league that he quit out of the game and the combine is a joke. Later, receives an email saying that he's in the 250 pool. Tell me how in the world that makes any type of sense. You see, the problem with everyone in charge of this league is that they're all compulsive liars. They lie, and they lie, and they lie. And they basically tell you what you want to hear. And then now that the truth's coming out, they're nowhere to be found. They don't know what to say. I could literally go on for hours, showing screenshot after screenshot of the league lying, and then going back on their lies and trying to justify them. I want to leave you guys with one more piece of evidence. See, the league stressed that nothing in the past mattered. From day one, they told all 72,000 of us that the only thing that mattered heading into February was the combine. None of your previous achievements, no prior tournaments, nothing mattered besides the combine. So why is it that when it was about Mr. Styles, that Anthony brought up past accomplishments? That Anthony talked about him being the third best point guard? That Anthony talked about him being a former 50K winner? Everything that they preached from day one was a lie. And don't forget that Styles 100% got into the pool because Anthony pushed for it. Do not let that screenshot allow you to forget that Anthony Morocco 100% said to Mr. Styles that he would not allow him to get snubbed. Do not allow them to divert your focus from that. Every day, more and more people join the movement. More and more people hop on our wave. And we are getting strong. More information is coming out. And the league is scared. This is only the beginning. But I can prove you, the future is very bright. I just want to take this second to thank every single person who supported this movement. Every single person who's liked the video, every single person that's commented on the video, every single person that's subbed to me, that follows me on Twitter, and just overall everybody who's in my corner and in our corner. This isn't just a fight for me. This is a fight for everybody. And I promise you guys that if we continue to apply the pressure, things will change. And it's only going to get better from here. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to see a part 3 and just overall a series out of this. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hit that like button and let's fight for what we rightfully deserve. In chalk we trust.